not know, China launched a ballistic missile from the Xinjiang Satellite Center at their Fangyang FY-1C weather satellite. This is the first such test in 20 years, as the U.S. launched their last one in 1985. This is a blatant military threat. As you can see, China is flexing their military muscle. Not only that, but now there is 10 to 40,000 pieces of debris floating at operational satellite height. Which brings us to this. Ko Sen-mu, born in Korea, June 24th, 1945. Mu? Something funny, Webb?
No, sir.
Good. Mu is an international sales consultant for U.S. defense companies such as Lockheed Martin. He was paid $1 million by the Chinese government to obtain arms for the People's Liberation Army. The PLA shopping list included the AGM-129A, nuclear-capable stealth cruise missile from the United States Air Force. Luckily, all he was able to obtain for now was an F-110 GE-129 F-16 turbofan engine. At 0500 on November 7th, Mu arrived at Fort Lauderdale Airport, staying at the Harbor Beach Marriott. He met with a French middleman, Maurice Voros, who secured the F-16 engine from an unknown arms dealers. They then proceeded to Hollywood International Airport, where they chartered the plane for $140,000 to drop the cargo off in Shenyang, China. November 9th, Mu was arrested by FBI agents, after which he tried to bribe a U.S. attorney and a federal judge. This is not the first event of this nature. Quanwan Park, sentenced in August for exporting Black Hawk helicopter parts to China. This is Ting Yi-su along with Hai Lin Ni were arrested for exporting over 25 low-noise amplifier chips with applications in the Hellfire air-to-ground missiles to China. The threat is all around us. In Los Angeles, a 4-person spy ring was arrested. They have discreetly operated in the U.S. since 1990, passing along classified weapons information to China. The ringleaders were Chi Mak and his wife, Rebecca Li Wu. She was an electrical engineer who had access to details on U.S. aircraft carriers and was allowed aboard the USS Stennis. He also obtained very highly sensitive information on the Aegis battle management system that runs each of today's U.S. Navy ships. With this Aegis technology, China can now track U.S. naval submarines. That would be a devastating blow if we ever enter a conflict with China in defending Taiwan. Just a few months ago, China launched its first Aegis-equipped ship. This is a problem. After the information was collected by Mr. Chi, it was passed on to Chi Mak and his wife would put the data onto CDs and encrypt it to transport to China. All 4 were arrested when surveillance revealed them planning to fly to Guangzhou, China, to hand over disks containing Navy weapons data to Chinese officials. More importantly, what was on the disk: information on the quiet electric drive technology that's used on U.S. submarines and keeps them stealth. The QED technology is extremely sensitive and banned from export.
How do we know that this is the government that's taking the technology and not just various arms dealers?
Well, when it takes them 1 year to develop something that takes us 10.
Doesn't it seem unrealistic that China is using a multitude of assets rather than just a few good spies like every other nation does?
They use the practice of Guangxi, a system of social networking with a significant cultural influence. When your country asks a favor of you, it's very hard to say no. In our model, we have professional intelligence officers go do the job. In China, everybody's a potential spy. The method they use of gathering intelligence is the same way you find out where to find a good restaurant. You ask your friends, see if they know what you want to know, and if they don't, see if they know anybody that knows. In regards to Taiwan, China is stepping up its amphibious training exercises, and as we speak, quadrupling their amphibious vehicles annually. Because the U.S. has promised to defend Taiwan in case of conflict, China is preparing to go toe-to-toe against the U.S. military. As of now, we know they have developed a maneuverable re-entry vehicle for a nuclear missile, most likely their new DF-31 long-range missile. The MARV system is designed specifically to defeat U.S. missile defenses. In air power, China has purchased a new Su-30 jet from Russia and is developing its own, the J-10. China's improved tank, the Type 99, is equipped with new artillery, anti-aircraft weapons, machine guns, and an improved engine. A recent intelligence report indicates that China will attack Taiwan within the next 2 years. The Department of Defense has termed China a credible threat to anybody operating within the region.
I know that a Chinese hacker group has penetrated U.S. computers. Does that have anything to do with the espionage you touched upon?
Glad you asked. A Chinese hacker group named Tianren by Defense Department officials They would penetrate secure networks from the Pentagon to NASA. An American vigilante, Sean Carpenter, has been tracing the group. I actually have a report on what they would do. Looks like they would commandeer a hidden section of a hard drive, transmit as many files as they can. They're in and out with no keystroke errors in less than 30 minutes. Actually, it looks like here, the most devastating day was November 1st, 2004. At 6 a.m. Zulu time, Carpenter woke up and tracked the group's activity. At 14:23, the U.S. Army Information Systems Engineering Command was penetrated. At 05:19 the next morning, the Defense Information System Agency in Virginia was attacked. 07:25, Naval Ocean Systems Center, and at 08:46, the U.S. Army Space and Strategic Defense Installation. This is a huge problem, and we need to stop this game before it gets deadly. This is Sun Chang. Chang's supposed to meet with Voros, Co-Sun Mu's dealer, and buy another engine since Mu's was taken by the FBI.
He doesn't look Asian.
Well, that's because he's not. He's Russian, actually. Former KGB, he defected to China, changed his name, and now he's working for the Chinese government, I guess.
Wait, what? What are the chances?
What?
I met that guy this morning buying breakfast, and he told me he was going to North Carolina.
Good. I want a full profile on him. I want to know where he's living, who he's staying with, what his objectives are. The directors asked me to go down to North Carolina and follow this guy. Ironically, out of the whole Chinese department, we're the only ones that speak enough Chinese just to get by. And you're going to be tied up here at Langley. Wo shi is Wo Fei Ji?
Actually, we have a flight scheduled for you out on the helipad.
Oh, sounds good.
Zaijian.
Zaijian.